The deep sigh was Tyler's last time. I wanted to have my sigh.
The sigh, it almost sounded like the beginning of what was it back in the day? We had like talk radio. It was like the smooth, like, welcome to.
No, it's the beginning of Every Rose Has a Thorn.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Sing it.
No, I'm good.
Because every cowboy sings a sad song. Just like every night has its dawn.
I feel like that was the worst thing you could say before the music.
Oh, my bad.
And we've heard you say some terrible things before the music.
Yeah,
so.
well, that's usually kind of the point, But
it's definitely top 5.
Y'all's faces told me everything I needed to know.
What? I don't know what that means.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to a brand new episode of the Almost Brothers podcast. On today's episode, we're going to be talking about figuring things out. Or not.
We'll figure it out.
We're walking down this road together.
Going on this ride together. Just let's see where we end up.
So I'm going to tell on myself because last night I blew my kids' minds. Are you ready for this?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
So we was watching American Idol. Don't judge me. You watch Project Runway, you don't have a right to say anything.
I've been wanting to watch American Idol, but Liv doesn't want to watch it.
That's Jamie's show. I don't.
And I say it every season, but this season, I mean, there is some serious talent on this season of American Idol.
Yeah,
like
Carrie Underwood's one of the judges.
Yeah, she's awesome.
Uh-oh.
She's not original.
I think that's why Liv doesn't want to watch it.
That's exactly why.
Because I never wanted to watch it till now.
Right.
She's had some work done.
I have seen that.
Yeah.
You just magically now want to watch it.
So anyway, we can get him in trouble. Why are you trying to break up a happy home?
Easy now.
So we're watching American Idol, and Lionel Richie's on there, and I told my kids that he's the original Rizzler.
Oh God, no! Oh no! Oh no!
It went downhill from there. They all was like, "What did you just say?" I said, "He's the original Rizzler," and it's true. Come on now, Lionel Richie.
You didn't have to say it like that, though.
All right.
What? How was I supposed to say it?
No.
Is there a way
I'd
to
say
say
any other way that you could think of that's not that?
Why is it? Because then I got to. Well, you're not Gen Z. You can't. Why can I not use words?
Well, I mean, why can I not use? I think you could use words just fine. Why can I not use words? No speaking in my house.
Why is it that way? That whatever generation you're a part of, that's the word you're allowed to use.
Well, and it's always been like that. When we were kids and our parents tried to bond with us and be cool, it's like,
and say rad.
Yeah, don't do that, Mom. Don't. That's not. Yo, you're all that in a bag of chips, Mom. No, don't do that.
There's chips in the fridge. Why are there chips in the fridge?
And we all kind of
were speaking in thou and art,
right? And we all kind of become those parents when we know it's going to bug them, so we do it just to bug them.
Yeah.
Groovy.
Oh yeah.
But that was great. My kids all came in there and just couldn't believe that I said that.
I'm like, yo, bub, this pizza's bussin'.
Yeah, I've done that before.
He's like, Dad,
that's far out.
I'm about to buzz down.
I'm about to bust down on these. Yeah.
No, yeah, I'm an adult. I'm just going to eat. That's what I'm going to do.
Right. I'm going to enjoy this delicious food.
I'm going to enjoy the fruits of my labor.
And some of them I refuse to even say as a joke. The what is it now? The skibbity and all
toilet.
That. Which even
in
that,
Ohio.
Yeah. Even that, like Bubby, he's in the 6th grade. Even with that, he's like, no, that's for little kids. No, we don't do that.
Yeah, I was on the phone with Mike on the speakerphone, and Tristan was there, and he said something. I was like, I don't know what that means, and Mike's like, I got it. Don't worry about it. I was like, okay, cool.
Yeah. Message received.
Well, you know what that's called, right? Like what that quote unquote language is called.
What you got?
It's called brain rot.
Yeah, a lot of
That's
it's
literally
an actual term for
it's
it.
literally what it's called. It's called brain rot.
Well, it's because they don't want to use actual words, so they just make up words.
Exactly.
And it's happened, and it's happened for it's always been that way.
I blame Beyonce. She started it with Bootylicious.
Oh gosh, no, Beyonce.
It all started 20 years ago.
No.
Don't think you're ready for this jelly.
Anyway, that's not what we're talking about today.
No,
I just
very
wanted
much
to say
not.
that.
Yeah, appreciate that story. Well, we have another story that happened while we were at the Grizzlies game.
What did you do?
What did I do?
Oh, you know what you did.
You know what you did.
Not at the Grizzlies game.
No, before the Grizzlies game.
I was like, what happened at the game?
He tried to do a dunk contest.
Listen.
No, listen.
Let
to
me
this,
preface
okay?
this by saying Liv's story is still worse. She even agreed to it.
Yeah,
She agreed to it.
I think we
So,
all agree.
I was ordering us food before the game at the hotel. And the car was valeted and we didn't feel like messing with that. So we decided to DoorDash. I had the DoorDash app and I ordered Wingstop. Well, it got delivered. It got delivered, and they sent like a picture of the bag where it's sitting at, and I was like, "That's not at the hotel."
He's like, that doesn't
Come to realize, so 2 years ago, that's how far back. 2 years ago, me and Liv took a trip to Nashville, and we DoorDashed one night.
Your wings were in Nashville?
They were
Oh
in
no.
Nashville.
No
His
way.
wings, my wings,
And Zeke's wings.
were at a random
$40 worth of wings sitting at an Airbnb. And I'm over here thinking, okay, let these people be blessed with free food. And then think again, it's an Airbnb on a
So
Monday.
Nobody's
Yeah.
there.
There's probably no one there. And they're probably sitting there right now.
Yeah. Well, and even if someone was there, would you eat a bag of wings
Oh, no.
randomly?
No.
So
No.
Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah, you got to check that
So,
address
yeah.
on there.
Well, I'm already thinking, it's just going to send it right where I'm, because I figured, all phones and all apps, they track
Right.
your location.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, not a problem. So we waited another 20, 30 minutes and
Yeah.
they finally got to us
yeah.
That's
80
funny.
something dollars later.
He was just like, he's like, oh no. And like he put his head down. I'm like, what? And he goes, the wings have been delivered. And I'm like, okay. And he just flips his phone around and
Right.
shows a picture. And it's like a porch. And I'm like, yeah, that's not the hotel. That's
Yeah.
not good.
It's not, and I'll save myself some face by telling Liv's story. She ordered us Chinese from in town in Malden,
I remember
Great
this
River.
story, yeah.
And in her defense, the
There's a
name of the
defense.
restaurant was Great River, and the website was identical.
And that's about it. That's as far as that's the only.
That's the only good
But
thing.
that's it. And I drove to the restaurant to get the food, and like, we don't have nothing. I called Liv, and because I just went and ordered there, came back, and she got a call. It was from California,
Yeah.
asking her, your food's ready, and we're like, what?
What food?
And the funniest part, it made me mad at the time. The funniest part was they expected us, because we told them we're in Missouri. This was an
Right.
honest mistake. Sorry. They expected us to come get the food and come pay for it.
Just ship it to us. That's what
Right.
Yeah. I would have said, all right, here's my address. Have it delivered.
Yeah. Right.
He
yeah.
was mad because his fried rice was in there.
That's
That's
it, yeah.
exactly what he
Yeah.
was mad about.
Nah, I get lo mein when I go to.
So
Oh, yeah.
maybe eventually this family will figure out to double and triple check and make sure
Yeah.
you're getting it from the right place, sent to the right place.
I ordered
No.
I ordered Jennifer a present on Amazon when I was working at Ozark Gas.
Yeah.
So I put that address in and they sent it there. Well, the algorithms, because they're awesome, Amazon remembers this stuff forever, so you're always having to check
Yeah.
to make
Which
sure
address?
where it's being shipped.
Well,
So it's a
you
good thing
can
to check.
you can click don't save this address. Just throwing that
Continue.
out there.
Every road has its own.
Just throwing that out there. So anyway, like we said, today's episode we're going to be talking about
It's
what are we going
not
to be talking
it's
about?
not about shipping.
It's not about
Not having it figured out.
or having it figured out.
one or the other.
So we were talking about how, as a kid, you think your parents have it, they kind of, when you need something, somehow it happens, somehow you get it, somehow they make a way to do it. And you just thought growing up, man, they've got it together. And then you yourself become an adult and you feel like, I don't have anything together at all, so you put yourself in those shoes. Y'all ever feel like that?
Well, and as an adult and as a parent, what I failed to realize as a child is how much sacrifice goes into making those things happen. There are times that, in harder times where I wouldn't eat supper. Well, I still don't do it. I still will not eat supper until everybody else has ate. And it's because we didn't have enough. I can fend for myself. I can, so there is an amount of sacrifice that comes with being a parent that people don't realize when they're kids. So. Oh,
I thought it was gonna keep.
Sorry.
No, that's good. Yeah. Well, and once you yourself are in that, then you start to realize, that's what they say. Like, especially like teenage girls and their mom, they usually butt heads a lot until they become older, and then they're like best friends. And I think that has a lot to do with it. Where you look at them and you start to realize as an adult, man, you gave up a lot for me, and you start to see. Man, you made sure I had everything that I needed, or at least, the stuff I needed. Maybe not all the things I wanted, but the stuff I needed, and you had to sacrifice a lot. That was my deal with my dad not being around because he was in the military. And I'd be so mad because he would miss all this stuff. And then you get older and I realize not only was we having to, he was sacrificing for us. Not like, do you think he didn't want to be with his family? Of course, no, he wanted to be there for those things, so just the sacrifices that he had to make and not being able to spend time with us to make sure that we had the things that we needed.
We'll be right back.
Well, hey there. This is Mike from the Almost Brothers podcast. We want to thank you for checking out this episode. I want to ask you, has this podcast encouraged you in any way and you would like to give back? Well, guess what? We have a way that you can do that. Okay, you could do $3, $5, $8, or $10 a month. What this does is this helps financially support the show so we can continue to put out good content and encourage you. So if you've got time, go down in the show notes and click on that support button that will take you to the page to where you can give back and help us to continue this thing. Back to the episode.
Well, and I was raised by a single mom, and my dad chose not to be in our lives. Yeah. So it's a whole nother side of the coin, but my mom was amazing. She did it all. I mean, she was quite a hero. So love you, Mom.
Yeah.
Like
Tyler's always got a
just
deep emotional thing to put out there.
No, like after recent events, some big recent events, I started thinking more just in general.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Oh yeah.
And thinking about, because I kind of had that moment of like, am I ready? I ain't got nothing figured out.
Yeah,
we're trying to figure out these things, and it kind of brought me to, I wonder what my parents were thinking in the same moment.
Yeah. Right. Do you want to talk about the recent event, or you want to wait?
I think we should probably wait.
Yeah, okay, I think so too. Yeah. Sounds good.
Okay.
But yeah, and you're never, we were talking about buying a house and kind of getting everything lined up for it. And that you talk about really realizing you don't have it together when they're asking you all these questions about your bank account and where this is going. And I'm like, I was not ready for this. Right. Like I really didn't have any idea what went into this. So I really felt like not a failure, but I wished I had more together.
Right.
So, and I think everybody thinks that way when they're in the middle of it. But what we have to realize is none of us are. Nobody you know, I'm not saying nobody, but just kind of a general sense, most people don't know every single moment of every single thing and is ready for,
Right.
you know, ready for that moment. So I think we get in the middle of that and we think, man, I am really struggling as an adult. I should be doing better, when we don't realize we kind of all are.
Well, and do you ever put that on your adult child?
Yes.
Because I do horribly. I'm so bad about it. My adult kids, they're scattered in the wind, but it's just like, why are you not doing better? Why are
Yeah.
you not doing more? And I think back to when I was their age, and I was worthless at 22 years old. I
Yeah.
was an alcoholic at that time. So, but I forget about that. It's just
Yeah.
amazing what you can forget about your own life.
Yeah. And I was like that with Lee also, but I was like that out of the sense of when I was her age, you know, when she's 19, 20 years old, when I was her age, I already had a full-time job. I already had a kid. I already was married. I was already, you know, renting a house, doing all these things. So
Adulting.
right. I was actually adulting. So I put all those pressures on her to be at that same level, but she didn't go through the same situation. So you can't expect the same outcome out of a teenager going into adulthood that I did, because I had to grow up quickly. And we come from a complete different generation,
Absolutely.
you know, than even Tyler comes from.
Right.
So it's like, it's a whole nother world, like, because you could be smart in your financial decisions and like live with your parents until you're 25. Just not out of laziness, just out of trying to be smart and get your money together and save up and go out and buy your own place. And that's just smart.
Yeah.
We weren't raised to think that way. We were raised that you get out of high school, you either go to college or go to work, you get out on your own. Now it's time to be an adult. You know, and we weren't told, hey, it's okay for you to stay here and save money. It's okay for you to not rush out and go and get out of the house. You know, so expecting those same things doesn't mean they don't have it together.
Right.
It just means they're doing it differently.
And I will say that Tyler is one of the most mature 20-somethings I've ever met. Like,
Yeah, what are you, 26?
7.
27.
Yeah, it's just he's an old soul.
He's older than us when it comes to an old soul. Like,
Yeah, he actually has a savings account
God,
with
it's
money
like,
in it.
hey Tyler, man, let's go hang out. He's like, it's 10 o'clock. Like, I gotta get to bed. Like, no, man, let's hang out and watch movies. He's like, no, I gotta work tomorrow.
I got to make rice and go to bed.
Well, that comes from so I'm the youngest of my siblings. So I'm the baby. And that really comes from a sense of always being always feeling at like the stupid, immature little brother that no one wants to, the older siblings don't want to hang around with.
Yeah.
With a sense of, now I'm trying to prove myself as an adult.
Right.
Yeah.
Trying to overcompensate.
Yes.
Yeah.
100%. Why I went to college, graduated from college, went into the military, did 4 years in the military, have a career, have a wife, have a house, other things.
Yeah.
And yeah, feeling the need to prove myself.
Yeah.
And I think that's the same. I could definitely see that out of the youngest kid, and I could see that out of the oldest as well. You know, having to set the bar.
Yeah.
And say, well, I'm the oldest, I have to have it together because everybody else is looking at me. I have to try, you know, to have it together. And again, with Aaliyah, I think that she kind of feels that pressure, you know, because she has a little brother and a little sister that both look at her and look up to her, and she's out on her own. And she does a really good job. She's still, by my standard as a parent, a little not immature. She's so mature for her age in so many areas, but kind of like, this is kind of how I was. I was really mature in a lot of areas, but I didn't know a lot of life stuff,
Right.
because I never really had to do it. You know, there's times now where I still, to this day, have questions for mom or for my friends, like, hey,
How do you change a tire?
no, come on now.
What's a miter saw?
Okay, now we're getting. I'm like, what's that one look like? Hold up. I kind of know, but yeah, where I have like questions to other people on, hey, this big life choice. How do I go about this? Because I just never have done it.
Well, and there's wisdom in a multitude
Right.
multitude of counsel. You know, it's never a bad idea to get multiple inputs on especially a big decision. It's like, hey, I got this going on. What do you think?
Yeah.
You know, and you take your own path, of course, but having that input of different people and not taking input from people that you shouldn't. You know, if you see people that have a horrible marriage, don't go to them for marriage advice.
Right.
If you see people that are almost homeless, don't go to them for financial advice.
Yeah.
It's common sense.
Well, and understanding, not being so hard on yourself, and understanding there are certain things you just weren't taught as a kid that you're just not going to know. That's not necessarily your fault.
Right.
Now it's your responsibility to learn those things. You know, like I'm starting to invest,
Right.
starting to put my money in investments. And I'm just now doing that on the brink of 40 years old. And I feel like, man, I should have done this a long time ago. But I was never taught that.
Right.
I was never taught, hey, your credit score matters.
Yeah.
I was never taught you need to save. I was never taught how to run a bank account. I was never taught you need to invest your money to try to get a return on that. I was never taught those things.
No,
what I was
weren't
taught
either.
was get what you need.
Yeah.
That was kind of it, you know, because, and it's nobody's fault because like my mom, she wasn't taught that either.
Right.
You know, so I'm now trying to turn the tide and learn for myself so that now I could teach my younger kids, hey, here's some things that you're going to need to know how to do to better set yourself up when you're on the brink of 40. Oh, I hate that. I hate saying that. I don't like that at all.
A bad taste in your
I
mouth.
don't, I
Darn.
don't like it.
Darn diddy darn darn.
Well, we were raised poor. You were too, you know, it's just a whole nother reality from people that are raised with money. I mean, it is. I mean, it's just not, and it's kind of a stay in your lane situation. You know, when you're talking about earlier, when you were talking about buying a house, you know, it's a whole nother level of knowing stuff.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
But you're a lead pastor of a church. Not everybody knows how to do that. You know, with me and Jennifer, if I send her to the hardware store to get whatever I need for a project, she's going to look at me like I got four heads.
Yeah.
She sends me with the kids to the doctor.
Same thing.
I have a cheat sheet in my wallet with all my kids' birthdays and stuff, you know, information. That's why we need helpmates. That's why we help each other through life.
Yeah. And when you grow up with no money, you don't learn a lot of those things because you just don't have the money to do those things. You know, didn't learn what a credit score was because we had to hold on for dear life just to get the bills paid.
Exactly.
You know, so now that I'm out and we've been blessed and we're able to get to that point, it's like, okay, now I have to learn all these things on how to do it. And hopefully I could learn well enough to teach the kids and set them on a good path, because Aaliyah's the same way. We weren't able to teach her these things because we didn't know these things.
Sure.
You know, so, but it's
breaking that generational curse.
right. And it's like, also don't beat yourself up over it because, you know, you may just not have been taught how to do that.
Yeah. I feel like the pressure for me is, you know, I had parents that raised me that knew those things and taught me those things. And now I'm in the thick of it. And you get to those moments where you hang your head and you're like, should have saw that coming.
Right.
Should have known how to do this.
Yeah.
Should have done that.
But I'm willing to bet that they didn't have it all figured out either. You know, everybody makes mistakes.
Yeah.
And allowing yourself to do that and then be like, okay, don't do that again. You know, instead of, because some people will let that stuff just derail them completely.
Well, and that's what I was about to ask, because I would guess, correct me if I'm wrong, Tyler, Tyler, Dwayne,
What?
Richardson.
What?
I would guess that because you were raised like that and because you're the youngest kid and because your military background, you beat yourself up a lot when you don't feel like you're living up to the adult that you should be.
Liv has really helped with that.
Yeah.
Because when we first got together and got married, I was as stingy and cheap as could be.
Yeah.
Toilet seat.
The toilet seat. Listen,
be fine.
it's not completely fallen off, so it's fine.
Hanging on by a thread.
And in that specific case, my friend Andrew had a conversation with me, and what he said kind of put in perspective a little bit, because he was like, listen, it's a toilet seat. How much does that cost?
Right.
15, 20 bucks. Is 15, 20 bucks worth making your wife happy?
Right.
I was like,
Yeah.
I'll talk to you later. I'm gonna run to the store.
I'm on my way now.
And so me and Liv are kind of opposite people. Liv doesn't know how to budget. I'm great with budgeting. So we balance each other. So when I get too stingy, she's like, we've got the money.
Like, look.
It's not going to hurt. We've got the money. You know what to do with the money. It's okay if we have this extra and use it. I'm like, where's that bullet?
You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's just learning and growing every day. You know, like, okay, how could I be a better parent today? Probably learning some of these things and these balances of life, like that would help. That would help my family out. How can I be a better husband today? Learning when to give and when to take, and when to say, look, I'm really, really tight with money. You want this thing that we really don't have to have, but look, I can meet you in the middle. Okay, cool. You know, let's do that. So that is where we realize that we're doing better than we have been or we've been in the past, you know, where we're growing and learning and getting better at fill in the blank.
Right.
You know, for me, lately, especially moving into the new house, is handyman stuff.
Right.
That I've never, not that I don't, because I can do more than I kind of put on.
Right.
You know, but taking the initiative to do that and not just say, hey, well, do you come over and help me do this, and like getting stuff done throughout the house, because that helps me be a better husband when Jamie needs something done, when the house needs something, I can just go and do it myself.
Yeah. And I've always thought it was odd, some of the stuff that you've asked me to come over and do. It's just like, you really needed me to do this?
Yeah.
Like, and I get it. It's easier to have somebody do it. But
yeah. Well, and for me, it's not even the ease of it. It's making sure it's done correctly. I'm always terrified of doing it wrong and something getting ruined, especially when it comes to a house that's not mine.
Right.
Like, I'm scared to do something and damage the house that I could have had somebody come and do as easily and do it the correct way.
I get that way when I'm working with wiring.
Yeah.
Electricity. Like,
I don't touch that.
Well,
no.
I didn't used to, but like putting up ceiling fans, new plugs, I can do that. It's real easy. But when I first started messing with it, it was like, I don't know. But Jennifer's really bad about thinking I'm Bob Villa.
Right.
And be like, hey, can you just put a new... No, I can't.
You're right. No. I'm not Chip Gaines. Like, come on.
Well, yeah, Bob Villa was a little way back.
Yeah.
But she thinks, and I guess it's good that she thinks I'm capable of more than I am, but calm down, woman.
Yeah. And I do that purposely because that also kind of keeps her expectations at bay.
It lowers the bar.
Yeah, you know, it's just like, babe,
now it's out.
Yeah.
Hey, under promise, over deliver.
That's exactly right. Yeah. But I really do. There's many times where I do. There's been times, I don't know why I share this stuff with y'all. There has been times with an S, multiple times.
Plural.
I have done something in the house and the kids have came to me and said, I didn't know Richard came over. And I'm like, what do you mean? And they're like, well, the shelf is up. And I'm like, yeah, I did that. And they're like, is he here right now? And I'm like, are you kidding
He just walks
me?
back there, Richard.
I'm like, my own kids.
That's funny.
So I discipline them there, right there on the spot.
You're grounded.
You know what? I'm going to show you how I did it. First, I grabbed the screwy thing.
Like, and every time, like I got Zeke helping me do something. You know, we put up a shelf the other day, and he's like, "Yeah, you want me to get the toy toolbox?" And I'm like, "You little brat."
You need me to call Richard?
I'm like, my goodness.
Oh,
man.
that's so funny.
I know Jamie's said that before.
Yeah.
Call me.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Yeah, because it is. It's but it all stems back to I was just never.
Right.
That's not something I ever did.
Well, and single mom. I didn't, nobody taught me that stuff.
Yeah.
It was stuff that I've learned from my cousin Ken. I learned a lot from him and just people I've been around. Because I didn't just have them do it. I worked with them and learned this stuff instead of just watching, from the sidelines or whatever. And there's nothing wrong with having somebody do the work you can't do. I mean, it's just, there's nothing wrong with that. Stay in your lane.
Right. Yeah.
I'm not going to try to reprogram my computer thingy, the
Exactly.
screen and the,
Case in point,
That thing, the
computer
keyboard
thingy.
Yep. Exactly.
but
Yeah.
but that's just that you learn stuff over. And I'm 47 years old. I should have learned something by now.
Yeah. Well, and again, computer, you didn't have that in school.
Right. I took
You had
typing
stones.
on a typewriter
Oh, wow.
with whiteout and everything. And then when I did it in on the monitor, they got mad.
White out on the monitor.
He had to buy his own chisels to write on stones.
You try to move the screen and just push it off of the desk.
Oops, sorry, force of habit.
But I did in seventh grade. I took typing on a typewriter.
And because I knew it was sixth grade when we got our first, that I can remember. Now, we may have got it a little bit before this, but what I can remember, sixth grade was the first time we got an in-class computer.
Yeah.
So an actual thing. So, I mean, it wasn't a long.
Now, I'm going to date myself again. Freshman year of high school, I took a computer class, which I'll never, ever do again. But the first program that we worked with was called Logo.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you're familiar with it. It's like a little turtle that you could like code to make it do stuff. I don't know. It was a lot of years ago, but it just wasn't something that was, and we're losing that knowledge in our schools now, to where we've come full circle to where now we don't do checkbooks or we don't do anything in school for life skills.
Which a lot of that.
See?
Yeah.
How do you write a check there, Mike?
Well, because shut up.
Call Richard.
Because Google is your friend, okay?
Not at the register though.
Which we just got to get better at seeing what is down the road.
Right.
And adjusting accordingly, because growing up, we were having to learn all these different ways of doing math, because you're not going to have a calculator in your pocket. But then, we do, so we wasted so much time learning, all these different things that we're not going to use now. So I think that the checkbook stuff like that falls into that category, that in 10 years, that's not going to be a thing, because it's all right
digital,
there in front of you. You don't need to balance it because it's just on an app, but we need to figure out how to see that down the future and go, okay, we need to adjust right now when these kids are in high school to prepare them for that, but things like changing a tire, that's probably going to be around for a long time.
Yeah.
Things like that, because we're not at all touching on any of the life skills that people are going to need to know when they get out of high school. How to fill out a FAFSA for yourself.
We're going through that right now with Tristan.
Yeah.
We're blocked.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even know what we're supposed to do.
So then you got to call somebody, and they're trying to explain it to you, and you don't know what's going on, because the schools didn't teach you that.
Right.
We're in our case learning how to write cursive, which nobody uses.
Yeah, I don't know the last time I wrote cursive.
I remember we spent an entire school year learning how to write cursive.
Yep.
For what? For nothing.
So that your kids can't read what you write.
It's crazy. It's crazy. So I think that would help prepare us better for when we do become an adult, and now we're more prepared for life to come at you.
I feel like I was in that sweet spot of learning kind of the older things and getting into learn, like, I know how to write a check. I know how to balance a checkbook. I know how to.
I feel like y'all are attacking me. I don't like.
There's something else. What else? I know how to type. I know how to write a letter. I know how to mail a letter.
Yeah.
I bought stamps today.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you get a letter from the AARP too?
Oh,
sorry. I'm sorry. That was me.
Oh.
I saw an opportunity. I saw an opportunity and I took it. And you know what? I apologize.
I gotta tell you, I wish I could take that
for Adriana's graduation announcements.
Yeah.
But it's the first time I bought stamps in Like I had no idea how much they cost.
Yeah, couldn't.
I was like, I don't know.
That's something else I'd have to Google too. Just like, do I put the main name goes here and my name goes here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. It's weird stuff, man.
And I mean, even that is something that you don't really have to know.
Right.
You could go to the post office and go, hey, I need to mail this letter. Okay,
And
cool.
they'll do it for you. Yeah.
What's your address? Where's it going? Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
You know, so
Now, if
I
you
mean,
want to mail it from your house,
It's-
right.
Yeah. It's just one of those things. I don't want to go to, in the very rare, probably never will happen chance that I'm writing a letter to someone and mailing it to them. I don't want to go to the post office and be like, so where's my name? Does my name go in here?
and see,
Where's
I would rather do that. And here's why. Because our mail system, if you are a mail carrier, we appreciate your work, but good Lord have mercy. Our mail system is so broken.
it's bad.
I'd rather go to the post office and get it sent off and pay a little bit to make sure I have a tracking number. I know where it's at. I know when it's getting there. I know where it's going, as opposed to put it in my mailbox.
And hope for the best.
And it's out there.
I found out today, we moved up to another town for a few months and then we moved back. Well, I found out today that we did 2 change of address forms.
Yeah.
We moved. And not a single thing has been forwarded from that
Yep.
post office.
Yep.
It all got sent back to sender.
Yep.
Why? Because some postmaster didn't want to do their job.
Correct.
That's why.
And it drives me insane.
Yep.
It
Me
really
too.
does.
Yep.
you could say they don't have it figured out.
Oh, got him.
You could say that.
Don't you have
That's
Sounds
Mario.
Mario.
World 1, 2. That's enough.
Moving on, transitioning.
wow.
That's I don't even know what just happened.
I felt like there's no effort put into that.
there was.
That was
I don't know what that was.
That was when some old lady pulls out in front of you and you got to downshift and hit the brakes.
I thought that was the sound that your car makes when you need to change your brakes.
What's up?
Wrong
This
one.
is what happens when your car education comes from Fast and the Furious.
That's right.
Family.
Have you seen all the Tesla?
I'm telling you, it's
Tesla
got a nasty
bombings?
hole, man. That's why you're unloading in third.
What?
Wow. It's Fast and Furious. He is crazy.
Let's race for pinks.
Are you done?
Sorry. Family. Sorry, last little bit. What were you saying?
Have you seen all the Tesla attacks?
Yes, I do, and it's nonsense.
It is. I agree. I mean, that's
Yeah. Makes me want one even more.
just so you can be, look what I got.
Yeah.
I drove by a
man.
Tesla dealership last week.
Yeah. Did
was
you
like-
throw a firebomb or just?
No.
You didn't come back with one for me, so I'm not
There's
trying
like-
to hear it.
And I was like, oh,
You are
I guess
failing as an adult.
That's fine. I'm just talking to Richard now. I saw
Oh.
like 20 Cybertrucks.
Them things are so ugly. I don't
Oh,
care. It's a status symbol, and they're ugly. And sorry,
You are really upset about
We were
this.
just talking about that yesterday about
Yeah.
Porsches.
Yep.
Like
What about Porsches?
That people
that
buy
they're
them
super
just
expensive,
for the
but
name.
what's so special about them?
Yeah, there's nothing.
That they're an Italian
itty-bitty
sports car that you can fit 2 people in. That's it.
I really do like the new Corvettes, though.
Yeah, the
like-
Stingrays.
Yeah,
Those are nice. I would drive
Sorry.
one.
Mike.
So,
you can go ahead and talk about something.
Talk
you wanna
about that's what's up. What is going on in your life? You've been listening to, watching a show, movie, songs, new musician.
New musician. Well, I told you about
Anything
American
like that.
Idol. So
Yeah, watching American Idol. You was jumping ahead. I like
well,
it.
and we finished Reacher season 3.
Oh, good. I
We haven't
guess.
started yet.
Oh, dude.
We have like 3 other shows we're like in the middle of.
Well, and I, I told you on the last podcast that I had 9 shows, so we finished Reacher, and we put another one in rotation.
What's the new one?
It's called Alert. I don't know how I feel about it yet. It's an
Yeah.
ABC show, maybe, I don't know, but it's I don't know. I'm still the jury's still out on it. It's got a lot of because I told Jennifer it's we talk about this in movies all the time that you could suspend reality for a little bit.
Yeah.
Just okay. This one is
Yeah, really out there.
it's just making up stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, we started actually watching. What's it called?
I don't know.
Great American Family. Good American. I think it's Great American Family on Hulu. It's about this family, and these parents adopt this little like 7-year-old girl come to find out, 7-year-old girl has like a extremely rare form of dwarfism, and it's
Yeah.
like 20-something years old.
I saw
and
that.
Oh gosh. Okay.
it is uncomfortably unsettling watching it.
Really?
And I'm hooked.
And
And I'm hooked.
all for it.
Like I get like I feel my skin crawling when I watch it.
Is it like a thriller?
Yes.
Like, yeah. Okay.
Yes.
What is it? Is it a documentary?
They have a documentary,
Yeah.
and then they made it into a TV series.
Oh, really? Okay.
It's got the woman that plays Meredith Grey on Grey's Anatomy on it.
Okay. I know who that is.
Wow.
So it's
Okay.
it's good. And
It's been a pretty big story. And
Yeah.
recently, because I guess the DNA came back on this lady. She's like, she's like
Mhm.
23, 24 or something now.
yeah. It's
Yeah, it's crazy.
What's that on?
it's on Hulu, the documentary and the series.
I have to check that out.
You won't.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
What do you got going on, Mike?
Man,
Who are
we
you?
watched last night. So the other day we watched the Final Destination.
Oh, classic.
So then we watched the second one, and I realized after the first one and about halfway through the second one, I do not like these movies as much as I thought.
Oh, really? I haven't seen him in a long time.
It's just you go through the whole movie, and the premise is amazing, and they're trying to figure out how to fix this and blah blah blah, and then by the end, it happens anyway. So it's like, what's the point in the movie at all?
Yeah.
And it's so frustrating. I was just so mad. I'm like, babe, I realize I really don't like this because it's kind of just a waste.
horrible
The whole
plot.
movie, it's just a waste because at the end, it's like, oh, everything that we were trying to do during the movie didn't work. Here's somebody. And then the end, it's like, all right. So
They thought they had it figured out.
Yeah, not very happy with it.
It's all about figuring things out today.
Yeah.
So that was it. Got our record player for the house.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm excited about that.
Little
Did you go on any
LP.
fun trips lately?
Yes, we did. We went and seen the Boston Celtics, your 2024 champions, about to be back-to-back 2024-2025 NBA champions, Boston Celtics. Saw them play in Memphis against the Memphis Grizzlies,
Wow.
and it was beautiful.
BEA
Absolutely beautiful. It was cool getting to take Tyler and Zeke. It was awesome.
Yeah.
It was Zeke's birthday present, but it was really a present for me.
Yeah.
Really had nothing to do with Zeke
so
whatsoever.
it was great to get to spend that time and just watch him light up and take pictures and videos, and man, it was so awesome.
Me and Jennifer went to Branson last week
Yeah.
for our vacation, and it was so amazing to have that time alone with Jennifer. It was we laughed more than we've laughed in a long time together. So
What'd y'all do?
a lot
What
of
did they
stuff.
not do is the easier question. Yeah.
The coolest thing there was David. We went
Oh,
and saw
yeah.
it Sight and
Yeah, I do want to
Sounds.
see that.
Man, I'm talking about if you've never been to the Sight and Sound Theater, put it on your list. It
Shameless
is-
plug. Sponsor us.
Yeah, right. Come on,
The
man.
only thing I didn't like about it was the seating.
Mhm.
Like they're tiny, they're small seats.
They are small seats.
and
I remember
you're,
that.
You're very crowded. So
Mm-hmm.
Very nice.
Yeah.
That's about it. Oh, Switch 2 was announced today. Not announced. It was announced a while back, but today they had the direct, and oh my goodness.
It's the first
y'all,
thing
I
he
am
talked
so-
about when I showed up at his
know.
house.
Yes, I am so excited. I was up this morning, 7 a.m. with a coffee in my hand, just waiting on it to start. Man, it is
Such
going
a
to be
child.
amazing. Comes out June 5th. Holler at your boy. I will be pre-ordering that bad boy.
Ah.
Holler at your boy.
Shit. Yeah.
New Mario Kart. Oh, I'm so
they
excited.
can't see your thumbs up.
I can't. There wasn't a thumbs I was counting on my finger, but it was just
okay.
one, and that was it. So,
Gotcha.
I thought he was like,
no.
can you hear my thumbs up?
Can you hear the thumb tonight?
What?
So I don't know. I am so excited. Sorry, my brain got
How
foggy
many
because I was
coffees
thinking
have you
about
had today?
just one. Just the one at 7:00 this morning while I was watching the new Nintendo Switch
And the
2
one at 8,
presentation.
and the one at 9, and the one at 10.
And he's about to have the one.
I am
at
about to
noon.
have one at 11. That's for sure. That's going to happen.
Well, good for you.
Yeah. But I am really, really excited for it. A lot of upgrades to a lot of necessary things, and it's going to be great, man.
I'm super excited for you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it. Yeah.
I feel the same.
Thanks. Samesies.
I'm indifferent.
What else y'all got on your heart, mind, life?
That's about it, man.
All right, cool.
Richard got me air guitar strings.
Yeah.
It's a bag of nothing.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
It's like the the bag of, from the first SpongeBob movie, the bag of air.
Oh my gosh. Wasn't Keanu Reeves the tumbleweed?
Oh, he might have been.
Yeah.
It's bigger boot.
So funny. All right. Well,
Saw it.
I love y'all.
Love you too.
And
Yeah.
if anybody would like to donate to the new Nintendo Switch for me, holler at your boy.
Hey, listeners, we just want to thank you for your continued support for the Almost Brothers podcast. Do us a favor and go to your favorite platform and rate us and like us and share with everyone that you know. Thank you so much. Love you.